how can you practically balance the motorcycle geometry for your specific needs? For example?
Well, first things first is set the sag. To get specific, if someone brings me a motorcycle that is 150 pounds or 140 pounds person soaking wet, generally they don't bring the front end of the bike down, right? So we just had a kid in here over the weekend that brought his Triumph 675, stock bike. He's 150 pounds soaking wet, and the rear sag was pretty good. Static sag was pretty good. Rider sag was pretty good. Not a lot to change. Wasn't a lot of sag to it. He's on the smaller side of it. Little tight for him, but definitely within the parameter. But the front, he didn't even move at all. There was more static sag than there was rider sag.
Okay.
So we nosed the front of the bike down because the rear ride height on the stock shock's not adjustable.
Okay.
So I lowered the front of the bike 7 millimeter, and I got sag numbers that I like just by doing that.
Okay.
So what may end up happening at Homestead as he gets faster, we might have to go back and add some preload to him as he starts to go faster because he might find the bottom now.
Okay.
But currently he's nowhere near the bottom because he doesn't have enough weight transfer going into the turn. Not only was he sitting on it and the sag numbers weren't right, when he was riding it, he's an inch off the bottom of the forks.
Okay.
So we lowered the bike to get some weight forward and get some weight transfer because he needs that. So the first step to the geometry is set the sag. And then from there, you put a zip tie on the shock, you put a zip tie on the fork, and you go ride the thing. And are you running wide on the exits of the turns and the zip tie on your shock is bottomed out? Are you side to side on the brakes and your zip tie on the front's bottomed out? And you can work and manipulate the geometry to get to those settings. But like I said, that's not a one blanket question. You're not going to do the same thing for every bike and every rider. How big you are, how fast you are, and what motorcycle you're riding all play into the geometry changes that you will be making.
Okay, I understand.